welcome to the Stateside Soccer Show. My name is Jordan, and while you can't tell from the polished edit I made, but I accidentally pushed the wrong button. But with me today is Logan. How are you today, Logan?
I'm good. My cats are getting ready to do Thunderdome it right now, so I do apologize if
Nice.
they decided right when this happened, right when you hit record, that they were going to approach one another. They don't like each other. Two of my cats, I would say, very similar to like Miami, Orlando.
Yeah.
As you can hear, I'm probably going crazy. Hold on, let me try to stop this before. Hey, let's stop. Jeez. Anyway, Jordan, I'm good. Just dealing with children, as you expect, the furry
Yeah.
kind, not the baby kind like you have. But
Yeah. What? Everybody, tell us tell everybody what jersey you're wearing there. What
oh
is
yeah,
it?
that's right. I threw on. I went to New Zealand last
Mm,
January, and so I decided whenever we do travel abroad, I should start. Which I haven't gotten the Italian kits that I need to go collect, and my Greece kits that I need to go collect for my honeymoon. But anywhere that we traveled, I want to start to collect the kits. So I've got to try to find different ones. This one's a Wellington Phoenix kit, and it is Wellington, New Zealand. And I've got an Auckland kit that Jordan, if you're shopping for kits from other countries, make sure you go a size up. So like I
yes.
would be a 3X on my other kits, where I'm usually a 2X. Otherwise I'm screwed because I just busted the seams because I'm just
Yeah.
so built like an Adonis.
And you're tall too. I mean, that's definitely part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, from the A League.
Yeah. Jordan, look, speaking of
Oh, a
McDonald's,
McDonald's sponsor. There we
big
go. Yeah,
news,
we're gonna have some
McDonald's.
McDonald's talk later today. Yeah, so obviously while they're New Zealand, it's kind of a Canada MLS situation where they play in Australia's
Mhm.
A League. They're currently 8th place.
Yeah.
I guess their season might be over by
Yeah, they're
now.
not great from what I remember. Looking at looking stuff up, they're middling pack. So
Yeah, they're 8th right now. If this is when are they currently playing? No, they finished at the end of April.
yeah, it'd be
So
winter,
yeah,
I
they're
believe.
done.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a big Brisbane Roar fan. They finished second to bottom of the A League. They used to play those games on Fox Soccer, and my friend David and I would also play play as Brisbane on FIFA and stuff. So I like to track how they're doing. Not so well right now.
You collected kits and scarves, right? Like you've
Yeah,
got
I do.
a
Yeah,
wide selection. I remember from my college program days.
probably
I
like
used to.
50 some kits. I
Yeah, I
don't
was
know.
gonna
I logged them on Football Kit Archive, which you can
yeah,
do. You can like log what year because they'll show it, and that's how I figured out sometimes what year some of my kits are is because I go to that website and I'm like looking and I'm like, oh, that was a 2012 kit or whatever,
right.
and you can put that you like own it or whatever. Yeah, I think it's like 50 some. My goal is to get all of MLS, which I haven't been able to do yet, and
Do you know
yeah.
how many you're roughly missing?
I probably have half,
Yeah.
maybe more than half. Like off the top of my head, teams I know I don't have. Oh, I can do this by just looking at the standings real quick.
Do you have any defunct MLS?
No, I would love to do that though.
Yeah.
So I don't have Vancouver. I don't have RSL. I don't have New England. I don't have the Fire. I don't have Dallas. I don't have Houston. I don't have NYCFC. No Charlotte. No San Diego. No Rapids. No Toronto. No Austin. No Montreal. No Crew. No St. Louis. No SKC. So that's probably like half.
Yeah. I would say yeah.
Maybe a little bit less than half or that I am missing. But a lot of the new teams I haven't been able to. Obviously, I got a lot of mine from like Ross, I got
Yeah.
eBay. I got like a Seattle one on eBay for like
I was gonna
$15.
say eBay's a
Right?
good
Like,
spot too.
yeah. So a lot of the newer teams I don't have, but I did get like a Nashville one at Ross that I happened to come across. Actually, just came across. I forget which one it was. It may have been Charlotte
I think it was from I remember a
at
conversation or a
Ross,
picture that you sent me.
but it was not the right size,
Yeah.
so I couldn't get it. Um, but yeah, I like collecting those. Logan, we're also look. Obviously, guys, it's been a while since we recorded, so we're gonna catch up on some stuff, highlight some news stuff that's happened, and just kind of have a nice freewheeling discussion. I think because the next episode we do is probably gonna be, if we're lucky, MLS is coming up on a break after next weekend. Maybe like kind of looking ahead at like the break and then and then if not that, if we don't have time for that with our busy lives, it would be a World Cup preview and kind of start looking at that. Um, so we'll just kind of catch up on some big news items that have happened, some results that happened, shocking results, all that kind of good stuff. We're 26 days out from the U.S. men's national team's first World Cup game. I finally got my. This is something I wanted to talk about too. I finally got my Panini stickers, my books. My sister tipped me off earlier this week. She said she was at Walgreens. She sent a picture that they have like shirts, scarves, party decorations, like napkins, paper plates, cups. They have like a beer glass that is like shaped almost like the World Cup trophy, and it has like an etching of the World Cup trophy on it. It looked really cool. They have shot glasses, hats, magnets, keychains, pins. Like I have the US Eagle mascot pin. I have US 26 pin and a World Cup trophy pin. And then I also got the World Cup trophy keychain and like all this great stuff that they had at Walgreens. So I put out a tweet yesterday too, like check your local Walgreens. Because she's in Florida. My parents went to one near them here in Maryland, and then I went to one closer to my house, and all of these Walgreens had stuff. And that's where I've been able to find it. And some of the deal that they had going on is if it's a like priced item, like my pin, like the pins, right? If I'd gotten one more pin, it's buy one get one 50% off. So I bought 3 pins. So I should have probably just threw a 4th one in there anyway to have like the next one be 50% off. But then like if they're like the same price, because those were $9.99. Some things are like $7.99 and all this kind of stuff. Really great deals with buy one get one 50% off. That included like the scarves and stuff. So the scarves were like $16.99 or $20, something like that. And no, maybe $30. And they had at my Walgreens, they had like a actual like woven stitched scarf of the US men's national team. Didn't say anything about the World Cup, but then they also had World Cup specific scarves that of the host nations. So I got one that says USA and then FIFA, World Cup, and it has the 26 logo with the trophy and everything at the bottom of it. So lots of great stuff at your Walgreens. If people are listening to this and haven't been there, it's not really a place I would have thought to look. They had soccer balls. They had, just so much stuff. Like I can't even think of it all. They had, my parents bought these too. It's like, the toys Little People.
Yeah.
They had U.S. men's national team Little People
That's
wearing
good.
the U.S. kits, the
I
new
like that.
kits. They bought that for my son, and they have it at his house and everything at their house. So just lots of great stuff. And I had such a ball yesterday looking at all this stuff and picking up a lot of this stuff. So I felt really good about it. Made me feel like the World Cup's actually happening. And it was kind of like the first like glimmer of like excitement I've had for it since a lot of the pricing issues and the political stuff. It just really felt good.
Yeah, I mean, I know we'll get into a lot of that kind of stuff when we start to talk about World Cup. But when you sent those pictures, like, man, I knew that they were going into like Dick's Sporting Goods, Walmart. I've been to Walmart and I've seen some of that stuff. Target probably has a bunch of it. I've been to Target, but um yeah, no, it's upon us, Jordan. I was just looking at like my work week schedule and being like, all right, like, do I have a lot of work to do that week? Like, am I going to be able to see some of these games? And Jordan, what I noticed is it's very different from what we're used to. I will say the last World Cup was probably the most convenient as far as viewing for me. Besides when I was in college, obviously I didn't have a whole lot to do, but like the fact that it was around a lot of like the Thanksgiving Christmas holiday stuff, like that really helped. I
Yeah, I
was
was gonna
looking at
say for me, 2010,
yeah,
because I was a college kid,
yeah,
was the most convenient because it was in South Africa and games would start at like 10 a.m. Eastern, I think, or something,
yeah.
and they would go until like 3 or something. And it
Hmm.
was like the best. Um,
Yep.
but yeah.
And of course, we didn't mind. I didn't mind maybe being sick for a couple classes that I wanted to see the games for.
Mhm.
But Jordan, this time around, if people aren't aware yet, like the scheduling, I mean, games usually start around 3 p.m. That's when the day usually kicks off, and then it's like a 3, 6, 9, 12, 7. Like there's different, not 12 obviously, but like in time 12, but there are not a lot of games at noon. There's a couple of like once it really gets started, I think a couple of days in there's a couple of noon games, but it's usually countries that are smaller. But I mean, I was looking at the schedule and I was like, this is probably pretty prime viewing for especially the East Coast. West Coast, it probably sucks because it's like the West Coast games. I mean, the US play usually like the later game, like it's like 9 o'clock usually or 8 o'clock. But the games that you'd probably want to see on the East Coast, the West Coast are probably watching during work or work from home or whatever. But
Yeah, we do have some weird game. I mean, look, part of this is the expansion of the teams. You have to fit more games in. So like there are some days where 12 a.m. Eastern is a game
yeah,
because it's a West Coast game,
yep,
which would be 9 p.m. over there. And I think they may have timed those the best for like, I don't know. I guess they can't really time it that way because they always set that stuff up separately. But like a 12 a.m. game features Australia. That's like they're like 12, 14-hour difference. That'd be
yeah,
like 12 to 2 o'clock there. That'd be
yep,
perfect. But for yeah, we have a couple of those. There are some like 12 p.m. games. It's never very consistent. I'll say that. There's like Germany has a 1 o'clock game on the 14th, but most of the other games start at 3 o'clock, six
yeah,
o'clock, 9 o'clock. There's some 10 p.m. instead of 9 p.m. There's, but most of the time it's 3, 6, 9, and there's some weird variants thrown in there. I'm guessing because of the time zones, right? Like,
hmm,
if there's a 3 o'clock game, typically, let's say Wednesday, June 17th, there's a 4 o'clock game, England and Croatia. And that's in Texas, which would be a 3 o'clock local time.
hmm,
You know what I'm saying? So like for the East Coast games, there's like 3, 6, 9, and there's like 3, 6, 9 in almost every single time zone. But for then, when we're watching them in the East Coast, it gets thrown off as being 1, 4, and 7 on
yeah,
sometimes. And like, because for them it'd be like 12, 3, 6, and 9. And instead for us, it's 1, 4, 7, and 10.
yeah.
It's those type of things that really kind of throws everything off.
That's like there's a Sweden game. Could you imagine being from Sweden or Tunisia? Um, there's a
10
10 p.m.
p.m.
game. That'd be what 6 hours usually is what they're ahead. That's like a 4 a.m. game,
Yeah.
which I
I
mean
mean,
we've done that before.
we've done
Like
that
we've
in
done the
when
Japan, yeah,
in
like
Asia and stuff. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah. But like it's so
But it's been
funny
a while.
because
Like I wasn't
yeah,
really following. We've
when
done it for
yeah,
like the youth ones and stuff,
yeah,
obviously, but like I haven't been following. I guess like some of the women's games when they've had it over there, but
yep,
the men's team we've lucked out quite a bit. '06 was Germany. That was kind of my first real one I paid attention to. 2010 was South Africa. Like I said, it was great. Brazil was 2014. Russia wasn't too bad. 2018 with time
mhm,
zones. and we didn't even play in that one. So there you go. And then
22 is
Qatar
great.
wasn't terrible on time zones
Yeah.
either. So,
this will be the most convenient, obviously, because we're in the U.S. But like especially time frame. Like we're never like real late. Like, and I don't say real late. Like 9 o'clock is not tremendously late for me anymore. But like we're not doing like a 10:30 like West Coast game like some of baseball and them do. Those can be brutal for me because I'm not. I get to about 11:30 and I've got to stop. Otherwise, I'm just. If I hit midnight, man, I'm a different creature the next day.
No, I usually stay up till 1 or so.
Yeah,
so I'll probably be fine. I'll probably be fine.
You'll be up with the Australians and
I'll be watching
their
that
games.
Game. So we're approaching the World Cup. It's coming up. The World Cup fever is starting to show in stores and stuff. We'll see if the games are populated or not with the ticket prices. We'll find that out when it happens. But it really just has been a mess with all of that. It's such a bummer because I remember being so excited seeing the prices for Qatar and being like, well, that's how FIFA always runs it. They'll run it that way here. And then, of course, I was naive and they decided to just follow the way that U.S. sports usually operate and give BS excuses like college football games are rarely cheaper than $300, which I don't know where they're getting that from.
What college games are they going
That's
to?
what Infantino said. And then he's like, so, we're
NFL maybe, but not college.
Yeah, probably like the big SEC games, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. But that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what he was talking about. And I don't think he knew what he was talking about. And it's just an excuse for them to get more money.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
And in the US, people like we're reselling tickets just so we can afford to drive to work in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like I feel bad for people coming over that are going to have to rent cars.
Because car rentals are expensive, and then also the gas prices are absurd right now.
Right. We don't have airlines anymore. We've gotten rid of all of them. So like good luck getting around. And the trains are $190. Good luck.
Yeah, because they've upped that too. Oh my god, it's crazy.
You know what they're probably thinking? Like Europeans are coming over, they're going to be just like because like sometimes like like some of the train rides are like $50 because they're nice trains, not like the subway, but like there's nice trains in Europe. It's a cheaper option than flying, but it's still $40 to $50 to get from.
I think I saw like the price
London
of the train to get to MetLife.
Yeah.
Was like typically like $8 to $12 that they've increased to like $190 or something.
Stupid.
That's absurd.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Like those little cards have like $10 on. You throw $10 on them for like a week. Like
right.
It's not usually anything crazy. It's stupid.
The U.S. men's national team will release their roster Tuesday, May 26th. They're doing like a fan celebration thing in New York City. It's also going to be broadcast on Fox. From 3 to 4 o'clock.
And so then they'll announce the rosters at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. There's going to be talk. That's the thing, right? There's going to be all of this. Actually, maybe 4:05 because of the way that these things always.
Yeah. You know what would be fun? Put them in like the ping pong ball, like the lottery, and see who comes. Like, see who's coming. Like, damn, Anthony Robinson's got left out.
They have the number on it, and it's their jersey number.
Yeah, like
their
damn,
last name written on it.
Pulisic's not coming this year, guys.
Yeah, he didn't get picked.
14% odds. Got left out.
Oh man, that'd be crazy. Okay, I guess we can dive into some of these results. Not long after we recorded our last episode, there was a Miami-Orlando game that kind of went off the rails with a Miami, was it 3-0 lead?
Yeah, they were up 3-0. Yeah.
And I think they said that there was like point something percent.
Yeah, it was like 0.9 or something.
Of Orlando winning at that point. And that happened. Ojeda had a hat trick, 39th, 68th, 79th minute. Almost scoring on every 9th minute of 39th, 69th, 79th, but he did 68th instead. And then Spicer in the 90+3 scoring to make it 4-3 Orlando. And this has kind of been like, I would say, a little bit of a resurgence for Orlando since then. I mean, they lost to Montreal the next game, but then they go up against Philly, and they almost had the opposite thing happen to them there. Right?
Yeah, they went
They
up
go
big
3-0 up.
yeah.
They went 2-0 up on Philly. Philly scores to make it 2-1. Then they make it 3-1. And then it becomes 3-2, 3-3 in the span of 10 minutes. Actually, less than that. 72nd minute makes it 3-1. 75th makes it 3-2. Ben Bender in the 79th makes it 3-3. Then in the 90th minute, of course, when I'm thinking maybe they get out of this, Ojeda scores in the 90th to push Orlando over the line with a victory there. So some big things there, and then of course they went down a goal against. No, they scored a goal in the 18th minute against Atlanta, and Atlanta came back to equalize. But for a while, Orlando was really struggling. Now they're still struggling with giving up goals, right? But they're 10th place. They're only 3 points behind Cincinnati, a team that I'd say many thought were going to be doing better than they are. I mean, I had them as MLS Cup winners, and that's not looking very good right now. But Orlando has definitely jumped up there. They used to be near the bottom with Philly. They're now 7 points above Philly. Now, of course, part of that helps with getting 3 points over Philly in that match. But I don't know. They kind of averted disaster there. They got a big rivalry win against Miami. What's your thoughts for Orlando here as they are kind of treading water?
Yeah, and I think I mean, really, I've gotten the sense of the fact that fans are kind of like treading the water with them until Griezmann shows up to see if that's something that when he comes over, does he have a Thomas Mueller type effect? And I mean, Griezmann, the mileage is just pretty low on him. I would say compared to Mueller when they came over. They were playing, I think, more than Griezmann. Griezmann's really only featured a lot now with Atletico when they're in cup games. They kind of use him more sparingly. So I think adding him in, I mean, we talked about it last year, I think, where Martino Ojeda was really starting to become that cornerstone for this team. And I mean, he's played really well. And that's a huge, huge sign of success for Orlando as far as scoring goals. Again, their issues always going to be allowing the goals, which still don't think they've fixed. I don't think it's going to be fixed. So that's kind of a concern for me. So now, Jordan, it'll be about can we outscore the opponent? And we've seen how that shakes out in MLS. It usually ends in a first or second round exit when a team can score a ton of goals, get into the playoffs, and you kind of muddy the game up. And that's where Orlando City has always tended to struggle a little bit more. And so I don't think the recipe for success is there. I think they're better than they had been. I think it was pretty hard to continue to be that bad with the talented roster. I think they're a pretty talented group. You add in now Antoine Griezmann. They're definitely talented more than the bottom of the table type teams. But yeah, like I would not be shocked if this team is right above that, those wild card games or right at the wild card games. Because I just still don't see how they're going to be able to defend. And that's something that has just not gotten better.
38 goals.
Yeah.
38 goals given up. Now, you said it would have been tough for them to continue on that trajectory. I'll tell you who it hasn't been tough to continue on that trajectory. That's the Philadelphia Union, as they are wooden spoon contenders right now with 7 points.
They're after that first round draft pick, that first pick, Jordan. They want that overall.
Yeah, I don't know if they're confusing it with other leagues where that would
AJ
make
DeBonsta
sense.
is not up for grabs, Philly.
But I've seen a lot of people harping on how bad SKC has been, but I don't see a lot of national media talking about how bad Philly is. And now, like, SKC is 4 points clear of Philly. Like, this is a really bad team. They're averaging 0.5 points per game. They still only have the 1 win. They have 4 draws and 9 losses. They've only scored 14 goals, which is in line. Really, that is the main thing. If you look at the goals scored for most of these teams, in the league, those bottom teams, St. Louis, Atlanta, SKC, and Philly, are in that 13 to 14 goals range, right? Giving up, they've only given up 24. It's not as bad as giving up like 34 like SKC or 38 like Orlando, but they're not scoring, and they have a negative 10 goal differential due to that. They've been absolutely awful. They have no wins at home. I mean, this team sucks. And again, it comes down to they won the Supporter Shield last year, and instead of investing in the team or keeping the team together or doing anything of the sort, they end up selling and trading their strikers, and they end up, and guess what? Their biggest issue right now is finding goals.
Yeah.
Because nobody on the team can put the ball in the back of the net. And, Kevin Sullivan, just got his first goal of his MLS career. But again, that's not like, do I really care? I don't, because we've already sold him to City when he turns 18. So it's like, yay, but I'm not going to reap the rewards of that. The team is, they're going to get money for it. But like, the fans don't get any rewards from that, except for maybe if he tears it up at City, we can win some sort of trivia quiz when we say, oh, he started at the Philadelphia Union. And that's kind of what pisses me off about this whole thing right now.
Yeah.
Every time that they should make the next leap after having a good season, the cheap ownership sells or does something else. And, I've seen Union fans that want to get rid of Bradley Carnell, and I'm like, I don't think that's the issue. I mean, he's probably not helping it, but I mean, like, he won the Supporter Shield last year.
I was going
the
to say
same thing happened to him at St. Louis.
Yeah, I'd almost go with like he was the resurgent coach of last year. Like,
yeah,
and you kind of look at this year's team, and it's not as much of a difference. Like, yes, they sold off pieces, but like he kind of did it with bare bones last year too. So it was like, man, he really does. And like you said, they're in this weird situation where it's like having. It almost, I guess, like comparison of, and he's a lot better than Bronny James, but like, it's like, look what we got. Like, got LeBron's son. It's like, we got Kevin, and Kevin probably won't ever play for City. So it's like, it's always really interesting whenever big teams do that. Like, City's known for doing that. They usually do it with Brazilian
Chelsea
players.
Used to do it all the time, too.
Yeah, they just collect them, they loan them, and then you'll never see them they'll go play for Southampton or, West Ham or somebody like that.
And I think that's fine for Kevin in the sense
I think
of
so too.
When he's 18, I mean, he might eventually play for City.
Yeah.
But he's going to get, when he turns 18, he's going to get sent on loan to probably a championship side or a lower Premier League or a foreign team. And if he does well there, he'll work his way into the team. Or they'll flip him for even more money.
Right.
The way Chelsea used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Chelsea, buying De Bruyne, kind of loaning him out all the time and then selling him, and then he takes off and then goes to City, right? Like, that's how it happens a lot of times. And it's just really frustrating as a Philadelphia fan that this is the norm for this team. Bright seasons that then end in disappointment, and then they just kind of keep saying, oh, but we're focused on the youth development. Look at how we're selling these players. Look at how we're doing this. And it's like, that's all well and good, but it should be a mix of both producing and selling youth players and actually having them contribute to the team and win games. Put together a winning team. They almost go, we talk about this all the time, they almost go the total opposite way, where they start loading up their teams with youth players or people from the academy that have graduated, and then spending money in the wrong spots right now is kind of how Damiani has not been great for the Union, and it just leaves us shrugging our shoulders and ending up this season's a write-off for them. I don't even care about them getting a chance to make the playoffs, because if they made it, they're not going to do anything, right? And then even if they won MLS Cup this year by all miracles, they'd end up selling all of their team again anyway. Like, this is just what they do. And we have no clue really what's going on with I guess, Ernst Tanner is supposed to be coming back after his suspension is up and he does his mandatory training or whatever. and it sounds like the team's going to keep him, and we're just going to keep going down this path of irrelevance. So that's my thoughts on the Union. I had them having a down year. I did not have it being this bad.
Yeah.
Right? What did I put? I put them as out of the playoffs, I think. No, that's West. Hold on. I don't know West and East. Hold on. No, I had them 5th. I still had them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's awful.
But I mean, they were a good team last year. I mean,
so I was like, okay, they're not going to be 1st. They're going to be 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, they're like, nah, I'm going to be 30th.
Yeah, that's quite a dive, I think.
First to worst.
Yeah, I don't know what they call that. You don't often see that in sports.
No.
Not unless you lose like a quarterback or a big time play. Like my team was in the NBA final last year, lost their point
I was
guard.
I was
they
about
were
to
really
say
bad,
the Pacers.
but that was pretty bad. But not first to worst. Like that's pretty impressive almost. I mean, first in the Eastern, but like I think you do look at their team. Like they've always been a good defensive group.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty good, pretty solid. And I think a lot of their issues defensively this year have been caused because they can't score. So, yeah, and that like
still giving up more goals than they used to, though.
Yeah, I would.
Giving up 24 at this point in the season, I think, is a rarity.
Yeah, but I still think like some of those are caused by them having to leak out to try to get goals. Like, somebody score at this point. So, yeah. Which, I mean, you look at the team, they're kind of like Nashville. They used to be like kind of like Nashville is this year. Like Nashville, I mean, they don't let anybody score. So it's like, it always comes down, Jordan, it always comes down. And I know for a fact, and we've talked about it multiple times, and I can still remember it back in 2013 when we talked this, when we weren't doing podcasts and stuff. You're like, I love defensive teams because that was that year when Chelsea was
when they won the UCL.
Yeah, when they park the bus and they don't ever do anything.
Yeah, and it's so exciting, man. It is great.
Grind you down. God, it was so annoying
because the other team is so pissed off, and it gets in their head.
It does.
When you're a good defensive team and you're making like game-saving tackles and stuff, and like. And they keep pelting the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Your goalkeeper is blocking it and making big stops. It gets in their head of like, are we going to score? Like we're destroying them, but we just can't get it into the back of the net.
Was that Czech at that time? Was he still in goal? Was he still there? Yeah. God, I remember City playing them, and I used to because City, their possession. So like we'd have 60 to 70% possession sometimes, and Chelsea beat us 1-0. I was like, what is this? This is stupid. Because, City would just run through the league. Especially back then. They were a much better team than they are now. But, like...
I mean, yeah, that 2012 team was just pretty insane. Because they had Petr Cech. Their defense, I mean, like, they still had, like, David Luiz back then, I think. It's not, like, a amazing... defender, but they had Gary Cahill, Ashley Cole. In the midfield, they had Obi Mikel with Frank Lampard, Solomon Kalou and Juan Mata, Didier Drogba, Ryan Bertrand, and then Torres comes in at a certain point. Florent Maluda comes in. I mean, man, they had a really good squad back then.
Oh, Chelsea had great squads up until it all started to fall apart with what's his name. Who was after Jose? Yes. But who was after Jose?
Well, I mean, Lampard was one of them.
Frank was there, yeah. I remember that. That was bad. I hate when legends do
that. So, I mean, while I love defensive teams, for a while I had two that were not at the same time, obviously, because the Union's heyday was well after that Chelsea run, but still, I mean, I really enjoy that. Plus, also, I come from Baltimore, so obviously there is the Ravens, who was very well known for their defense as well. There was a time where the Orioles were known for their defense, not anytime recently, but
the Wizards have never been known for defense. So there you go.
There you go. That's my one flaw, I guess.
Yeah.
First pick of the draft, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Miami beat Cincinnati this weekend 5-3. I thought this was like, Cincy had a lead here at one point. So Messi scored in the 24th minute, and then 2 goals in the 41st and 49th minute from Cincy makes it 2-1 Cincy. Messi equalizes in the 55th. But then in the 64th minute, Cincy takes the lead again, and I'm thinking, wow, all right, Miami's really struggling here. And then Miami puts in 3 more goals in the 79th, 84th, 89th minute and makes the win 5-3. So Miami's kind of been having a little bit of their fans probably had a little bit of a heart attack with that after how bad they lost to Montreal. And they also had a big victory against Toronto 4-2 that looked a little scary. It's 4-0 Miami, and then Toronto scores 2 late, and you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen here? But obviously just wasn't enough time in the match for Miami to beat for Toronto to make the full comeback. So
One fun thing for Messi.
yeah, did he break a record again?
He did.
Or something?
Yeah, fastest player to 100 goal contributions. Jordan, if I had to give you, do you think you could guess the top 6?
A fastest or just 100?
Fastest to 100. If I gave you teams, you definitely could. You definitely could. Do you want me to just give you teams?
Yeah, give me the teams.
Okay. Messi, 100 goal contributions in 64 games. The next player, Jordan, 95 games, which is wild. He played for Toronto.
Was that Giovinco?
It is. The next one on the list, number 3, in 96 games, 62 goals, 39 assists, played for the LA Galaxy.
This is Robbie Keane.
It is, yes. You're on a roll. Look at you.
He was my thought. If
I was going to say, I think people would be like Beckham and be like, no, or Ibrahimovic, no.
But if you had said, like, one of my first thoughts when you said this without giving me teams would have been Robbie Keane. I would not have probably guessed Giovinco until you told me Toronto.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I forgot. Too. Yeah. Okay. 62 goals, 38 assists in 98 games. Plays for LAFC.
Plays for them now.
Played for
them now.
Yeah.
Was that Carlos Vela?
That is. Number 5.
I remember him getting his 100th goal contribution. That's what it is.
This one's easy. I'm not going to list all the teams because that really give it away, but most known for Atlanta United, 88 goals, 12 assists, 105 games.
Most known for Atlanta, you said?
Yeah. He is Atlanta. He was Atlanta. Don't stumble
is it
now.
Joseph Martinez?
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, that's because it has all 3 of us: Atlanta United, CF Montreal, and Jose. Okay, the last one plays for LAFC. 69 goals, 31 assists, 108 games. He currently plays there.
He currently plays. Is that Bowanga?
It is. Look at you. What a solid.
What a sweep.
Yeah. There you go. Clean sweep, 1 through 6 right there. But Jordan, that is so impressive to do that in 64 games at Lionel Messi's age. Like,
yeah, what was the next shortest amount of games?
95.
95. Yeah.
31 games. It's a whole season. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just shows, as much as people are tired about hearing about Messi and Miami and everything, I think that just shows the quality of him being one of the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Also, his role of being able to be a creator and a striker. Some of those people on the list are just like full out strikers that are also getting assists.
Yes.
Right. But him being like that magician in that can do anything in the attack and he's not very selfish, right? Messi isn't. So being able to just make the pass that needs to be done to score a goal. I don't know. I just think it shows the gap in quality that we've missed in this league for so long until he came over here. And frankly, I know everybody's annoyed by it, but I just don't know when you can ever expect to see this again in this league. Like, I don't know, who would you put up there as the next Messi that is like the best player right now that we would want to bring over here that could do this?
I mean, I think you would have to throw, depending on if they came over. Like I could see people like, and again, this is very limited in the knowledge I have of them. I mean, is Lamine Yamal like that kind of player? Like, is he somebody that could come over and have 100 goal contributions? Maybe. But you're right. Like generationally, I mean, to be honest with you, Jordan, if he was healthy, I could actually see Christian Pulisic having a very successful career here. I don't know if he'd be that kind of player, but like I think he could do well in MLS. Like, and I know people are probably go, no way. I'm like, no, I think Pulisic could do it. But yeah, I just don't know. Kevin De Bruyne, if he had come over, I think could have had that
A couple
same
years
kind of,
earlier.
yeah, like I could see that. Lewandowski supposedly is coming. That has been rumored for a while. I don't think he's young enough to do that. I don't think there's enough games for him to do this. But nobody with Messi. Like it seriously would have to be like a Neymar and Mbappe at the end of their careers to be like, you know what, I want to go over there and destroy it. Like,
And that's the thing too, is I don't even think like not to get too much into best player of all time type stuff, but like I think in world football there will be a little bit of a hit when Messi retires because I don't think there's anybody quite frankly at his level.
with Ronaldo off the map, been playing it. If you go to Saudi, you basically fall off the map because nobody
Right,
pays
right.
attention to it.
Yeah. And I don't think there's anybody in those younger generations that are like going to be maybe what Messi was, just for world football. So it is going to be different when we lose that generation of players, on who fills that role,
I
who
was gonna
steps
say,
in.
who do you feel is the face of football when Messi's gone? Is it Lamine Yamal? I know he's
Yeah.
young and he's not really. I don't think he's yet proven that he deserved that stage. He's very good, but like
I mean, how old is he now? Like 18 or is he
something like
19?
that, yeah,
I mean, he was young, right?
yeah, he's very young. But like, is that the next one they're paying? Like, can you give Mbappe?
Right. So Lamine Yamal is 18 years old.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, but like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's. Maybe that's part of me just being, I don't know, nostalgic or out of touch. I don't know. I don't think he's at that level yet. Um, I for face of football, I ended up. I did tell you this, and I think I said on the podcast before. But I mean, in my small little community, there was a kid rocking his Spain jersey, so I think that's a good sign.
oh, it's a yeah. He's
Right?
a massive. He's a world name. Yes,
That's
anybody
a
you
good
see
sign. I
is
got
Lamine
his
Yamal.
little
Yeah.
Coca-Cola panini sticker.
Save that. It might be worth the retirement at some point.
But I don't know if that is. I don't know.
Holland,
Because
like,
I
could
think
Holland be the next?
maybe I don't know. I feel like they'll probably push like Mbappe for sure. I feel like he
Yeah,
would be like pushes
especially in
that,
Spain.
um, but I
Can
don't
somebody
know if
outside
he
of
has
Spain
that.
ever be the face of football though? Like it always seems that it goes through Spain.
I think yes, because for a while Wayne Rooney was kind of the big face
Okay.
of
Yeah.
football, I would say. So, and for a while Beckham, right? So I do think you can. I think what happens though is, for a while when Messi was there and Ronaldo was there, it was two of
Mhm.
the biggest players in the world
Richest clubs. Yeah.
battling it out for the championship and all those cups all the time.
Yeah.
And they had big games and they were heated games, and not just Messi and Ronaldo, but both of those teams had just insane lineups that ended up forming like the Spain national team that won the
Mhm.
World Cup in 2010, you know? So I think there was like this, I don't know, perfect tornado storm that happened with that. I just don't know where it goes after Messi is gone.
I mean,
Um,
to deem Yamal the next big thing, like they have, like that is such a tremendous skip of generational talent.
that's the thing that makes me wonder. Like, I don't know if he's ready for that, to be
Spotlight. Yeah.
dubbed that yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, 30 goals and 101 appearances for Barcelona. I mean, that's pretty good, right? For 18 years old.
I think it's similar to what Messi had put up, and I think that's why people are
Yeah. I mean,
But Messi also had really good coaches. Like, let's be honest. Like,
yeah.
I think people do kind of give Pep the slight a little bit because they're like, well, he had Messi. But I'm also like, yeah, but like Messi had Pep. So there's a difference between like Messi or Pep didn't leave and bring Messi with him. Like, and there's a reason why. And I know City was very rich, but like, it's so weird to me that Mbappe, that was the idea for Mbappe too when he left, was so like Jordan, like these guys, do you think that they, I mean, if you had to pick the next generational guy to come over to MLS, like would it be a player like Mbappe? Like, is that the next step for MLS to get a younger type of star? Like, I know they talked about Neymar, but Neymar, me.
The issue
Like,
with that though is Mbappe is already 27.
yeah,
And we're talking about like Messi came over here at what, 34?
yeah,
So you would have to get him over here in 7 years or earlier to kind of have the impact, I think.
yeah,
And he just moved to Madrid. I
right,
don't know if I see that happening anytime soon, even if he's interested.
yeah,
I don't know if I see that happening anytime soon. I think we're in this weird stage where a lot of these players like Ronaldo, Messi, Griezmann, that were part of that generation, Mueller, have really played until way late in their career.
that's a really good point.
That
Yeah.
maybe wasn't as common earlier, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
at the level, at that
I was going to
level.
say at their level,
Yeah.
like Son's older too. Like he's not young.
Yeah, he's
Like,
like 32, I think.
right. Because I'm just looking at the list right now. So Jordan, that gap that we're talking about are filled with players like Mohamed Salah, which sounds like he could be very interested in MLS. You got Bruno Fernandes, Virgil van Dijk. You got Rodri, but that's more defensive
Son's
midfielder.
33.
Yeah. But like when you talk about like guys that are the next generation, like we're talking about, I mean, the next like that. Seriously, like if you turn on anything, like I'm on Whatnot or like I'm on people that are investing in cards, it's always Yamin Lamal. Like it is always him. So that's where they're skipping from, and I know that there is a weird feeling towards people that like they like the Premier League, but like there is kind of this hatred of Premier if you're outside of Premier League. So it's a really, really strange.
It's an
place.
anti-English bias. I think we see it. We connect to the Premier League a lot because we're English, right? Like
yes,
we speak English. We're American.
Yeah. Yes.
We were part of the colonies, right? Like I think there's a reason why the USA fans lean towards the Premier League, while like a lot of the Spanish people in this country lean towards La Liga, right?
That makes sense. Yes.
But I think what happens is pretty much my thought on this is that whoever is really doing well in the Champions League consistently ends up being the teams that people follow. Or seen as being, because it's the grandest stage in that sense, right? So people will kind of lean more towards doing like how well they're doing in the league, yes, but like a lot of times Barcelona and Madrid would be like a 2-horse race until Atletico would get better, et cetera, right? Like that's what it was. So like for a lot of people's though, that they were still the best teams in the world because of how well they were doing continentally. While English clubs were consistently failing in that. So they kind of get clowned on for that, right? People like clowning on the English anyway because they invented the sport and they struggle. So yeah. And then for a while they couldn't win the Champions League, right? So there was a time where that was consistently a thing. And then during that time too, you had Klopp doing well at Dortmund and Bayern Munich always doing well. So there was like all of these, just constantly big storylines, while the English leagues would almost be, different winners every so often until City kind of went on a streak that kind of ended that for a bit and have kind of ruined English football. So there you go.
Thank you. It's not my fault you have a rich team that can't spend.
Hey, that's not my fault.
They do try to spend just illegally. City's never been found of that easy.
Apparently, Xabi Alonso is going to be the manager now. So
that's a good. I like that. But then City's going to go hire the manager that wanted to leave Chelsea and got fired for it. So it's like, anyway,
That's a win for Chelsea though. And
that's why I was like, I don't want. Well, that's a whole different podcast. I don't want Enzo, but that's just my opinion.
San Diego and Cincy, what a game that was. Ends up 3-3, but San Diego thought that they had won the game in the 90+6 minute, and then Barlow in the 90+8 equalizes for Cincinnati, which was huge for my MLS Cup winner pick. I'm going to keep showing that. Maybe this is the turnaround they need.
A wild card team.
It is kind of crowded on the points.
It is. Yeah.
Honest, they're 3 points away from being
fifth.
We're NYCFC above NYCFC, which would be fourth place.
Yeah.
Or fifth. They'd be in fifth. With one win.
Yeah.
You know? So that's how I kind of look at it usually. But yeah, I mean we'll see how it goes. We have to talk about this game because you made it the thumbnail.
I did.
FC Dallas.
That was wild.
San Jose, FC Dallas.
Yeah.
We get there was a missed penalty in the 42nd minute from San Jose, by the way. But in the first minute, Delgado scored pretty early. Missed penalty for LaRue in the 42nd minute. He did score in the 18th to equalize it. Then in the 49th minute, Musa scores to make it 2-1 Dallas. Then it's 2-2 Dallas in the 81st minute. You can't be tied 2-2 Dallas. Sorry. 2-2 San Jose and Dallas tied and on an 81st minute goal by Roberts. And then in 90+ third, Sarver scores. And the fans were throwing beer, and he picks it up and just shotguns it. It's dripping all over him. It's a pretty epic shot.
Yeah. What's up with and this might just be a very because I see it all the time in baseball. What is up with California sports fans? Like, why is it violent? Like, I don't understand. Like, I know San Francisco and San Diego have this problem. LA and San Francisco have this problem of like people wanting to fight each other and throw shit on the field. Like, I don't understand.
Well, you see,
like,
they're mad that Oakland A's have left.
That makes sense.
And the
that makes sense. Well, they're targeting the wrong. They've got to wait till Vegas comes over. But no, like seriously, like why are we throwing beers at people? And I know this is not just a California thing. Like this is happening all over the United States, especially. Like it does happen in England. Don't get me wrong. And there are racist things that are said everywhere, which is awful. But like, why do fans feel like? And this doesn't really. Not as much, Jordan. It doesn't really happen it never happens in the NBA, really. It hasn't happened since the Detroit thing with the Pacers. Like, people, it's so strange to me why, like, especially this came from the supporters group section. Like, if I'm a league official, I'm looking at this and saying, okay, you threw something, don't care who threw it, police your own people kind of thing. You're suspended and that section's closed. Like that's what that's what the league has to do at some point. Like it's become like, dude, they were throwing like one hit the guy in the head. They threw a liquid death can. They threw a Modelo, which was great when Samuel Sarver just like chugs a beer. But like, why are we throwing stuff? I just don't understand that. And I know that's going to become a thing in the World Cup. Like it's a very US type of thing to do. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand. But anyway.
I mean, it's happened in other leagues too.
Yeah.
The difference is that, like, compared to this in the EPL, they'll throw other stuff at them.
Yes.
Yes. They can't have beer in the stands in England.
Right.
So.
I mean, that's almost I will say, Jordan, like, supporters section, I get a lot of you, majority of you are not like this. But it is if you've ever been to an MLS stadium, it's I mean, you got kids cussing that are leading the chants. You got like, and I'm not.
I once sat next to a guy.
It's rough. Yeah.
That was cursing the Red Bull fans.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Yeah.
Shout out Rich.
Yeah.
First time I
Well,
met him. Okay.
yeah. But like, why? Well, like, come on.
Yeah, I would
It's
say,
not that
don't
serious.
throw stuff. We had it happen in Major League Baseball too in Toronto. People threw beer at Adam Jones
Yeah.
in like the 2016 wild card game or something. Like
Yeah.
it's a
Happens at
shame,
Wrigley.
but it happens for whatever reason. I mean, it happens worldwide, I would say, but like maybe because we have beer in the stands while some stadiums don't,
Mhm.
that it I don't know if I would pay $16 for a beer and throw it at the fan at the stand off of the stands either.
My favorite thing too is
Maybe
that
like toilet paper or something.
yeah, and I've noticed this too. Stadiums have started to collect.
The
They
caps
started
and stuff.
collecting caps. Yeah,
Mhm.
caps was really weird to me. I guess because they hurt more when they throw them. But
I
like,
guess I feel like you shouldn't
but
have a
you have to have a
can
hell
down
of
like
an aim.
this.
You have to have a hell of an aim to hit somebody.
Yeah.
But like, I also noticed too, which this is smart. Sports teams have started to go with the cups because cup you can't really like if you threw a cup with liquid in it, the
The
liquid's just
liquid
going to
falls
go.
out.
Yeah. So like that's where a lot of stadiums, but like the beer companies aren't going to go away from. They definitely stopped doing the bottles. They used to do like those really hard, like not the glass
Mhm.
ones, but like the metal.
Metal. Yeah.
Yeah. So because those were, but like now it's all cans, but like cans can still hurt. Like they can
Yeah.
travel too because it doesn't like liquid's hard unless you dump it. Like liquid's not going to come out if you throw it. Like it's going to go with the liquid in it. But like I mean, I think the stadiums do have to figure out, and I think honestly the way it's gone with more automation, you almost have to force people to pour it into a cup at this point. Because like seriously, if you had a cup, what are you going to do? Throw liquid at them? Like that sucks. But like it's not. It's not like it hurts, so it stings in your eyes maybe. But like nobody's gonna throw a cup. Like you just if they do, it's gonna hit the people in front of them. They're gonna be pissed. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that. But it's funny. Jordan and I are doing stadium rules now. That's what this podcast has become.
Did I tell you about the time I went to a game with Joy and we're in the
Yes,
supporter
you did tell me
section
this. Yes.
and the guy
Yep.
dropped his beer, so it spilled all over me. I
Yeah.
smelled so bad.
Yeah. It smells awful. It
Yeah.
smells like a hops. Did I ever tell you about the lady that threw up on us at the Magic game? Not on us, but the lady next
No.
to us. We were sitting in the club level of the Magic game, and it's like you get good discounts on alcohol, I guess. And she was plastered, and all of a sudden
Damn.
just threw up all over this lady in front of us. Cool thing was, is the Orlando Magic found out, and they gave them a whole big bag of swag to wear, like a ton of
Mm.
stuff. The lady came back and she had a ton of like Magic gear. It was cool. I was
Change
like,
your
that's
clothes.
well
That's
done for
nice.
the Magic, yeah. But like, sucked for her and her partner.
Yeah, kinder than I would have been. I would have been like, "Get the hell out of here."
Yeah, it most. But I think the thing was, is she was so intoxicated, it was kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she was sleeping. But
Oh,
like
wow.
it was just gross. It was all over the poor girl next to us. Like, but luckily they swagged her out. But yeah, sorry that was a tangent. But I enjoyed the beer chugging. That was a hell of a response to getting beer thrown at you.
Yeah, big win for Dallas over San Jose, who was, San Jose has been, consistently doing well at the top of the West. They're second. They're tied on points with Vancouver. I do want to shift over to Vancouver. Dallas is in fifth with 22 points. Um, Vancouver, we talked about it last episode briefly, but things have really escalated with the Save the Caps movement. There is a buyer that's trying to buy them and move them to Las Vegas. Though Vegas and Major League Soccer had a little bit more of a better update on Thursday here with Vancouver Whitecaps FC and MLS met with government representatives, and they also met with some of the First Nations as well as corporate partners and other key stakeholders this week as part of an ongoing discussion about the club's future in Vancouver. All parties have committed to continuing to work actively towards improving the economics of soccer in Vancouver. We are encouraged by this shared intent. As these discussions advance, the next steps will be for Whitecaps FC and the stakeholders to formalize proposals that will make the club more attractive for local ownership groups to come forward. So, not too much of one, but I mean, I did see that a lot of Vancouver fans were saying that this was feeling a little bit better with that. The main thing is, I guess they want a new stadium or they need better deal with BC Place because of the rough I guess, rent that they've been going through there. On top of this, did you see the Don Garber stuff that happened before this?
No,
Okay,
I don't think
so
so.
I'm gonna have to read this because I think people are being a little too conspiratorial with it. But that's what happens, I guess. There was a tweet from his account
Oh
on
no.
a politician's in Vancouver. I'm trying to find the exact thing here. Okay. So, oh man, I'm trying to find it. So it was a post. Here we go. From David Ebby, who is a politician. To every Whitecaps fan in BC, I hear you, and I see your passion. We are fighting to keep the Whitecaps in Vancouver. The province is at the table, working to find a solution to keep our beloved club in Vancouver. Don Garber's account responds with "Liar, liar, pants on fire."
What? I did not see this.
The tweet gets deleted. This happened on like May 1st or the 30th of April. So right after we were done recording last time. And he makes a statement saying he was hacked. Because he was meeting with Vancouver during like this. They had a dinner or something when this tweet goes out or something. And a lot of people are saying that he wasn't hacked and he was just doing that and then saying he's hacked. And then there was, I don't know, the official stance is he's hacked. But some people are like, why was that the only thing they would do? Or he got control of the account back pretty quickly.
That is
stuff
wild,
like that.
actually.
But just thought that was funny because, look, if it's a hack, people can hack you without changing your password, and you could get back in and then immediately change your password. So I don't find that too hard to believe. It also could have just been somebody that has access to an account, which a few other people do that they said were also at the dinner that Don Garber was attending. And maybe one of them posted it thinking they were posting from a burner or another thing. I don't know. But it made headlines and people were really up in arms. It seems like the league in Vancouver are making more progress, and I'm hoping they do because it would be a darn shame to lose Vancouver Whitecaps. And in fact, it doesn't feel right. They're top of the West right now. They're having this best period of their existence, and I think it would be awful to let somebody come in there, buy them, and move them. And again, it's something that we really only have to worry about in this country, and it frankly pisses me off.
Yeah. No, I've always been a fan of keeping teams where they belong, especially because it seems like every time we do this, there eventually becomes a time 10 years down the road where we're considering moving a team back to that city. So it's like,
hello, Seattle Supersonics.
Right, exactly. I mean, it just always seems, I mean, there were talks of Montreal's baseball team coming back. Like it's so funny to me because we always move these teams and then there's talk of like, man, this city really misses, having a team. And I think there will eventually be a team in San Francisco with baseball. Like it's so strange to me when they do this, but it's just, yeah, I don't understand. Like I don't get not baseball with football. Like I don't know. No, that's not what I meant. I'm stumbling here because I was like baseball. I meant to say I think that there is a good chance that baseball returns to like the Oakland area. And I know there's one in San Francisco, but I just think that with Vancouver, if it moves, there would be talks later on to bring them back at some point.
Okay, so and what I would say is like if that's the case, I do hope that they keep the history in Vancouver. Look, I'm a Ravens fan. We lost the Colts, and the Colts took their history with them, right?
Yeah.
So when they talk about Super Bowls, the Indianapolis Colts won, they count the Baltimore ones.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense. When the Ravens took the Browns and moved over to Baltimore and became the Ravens, they left the Browns history in Cleveland. That should always be done. Anytime a team moves, the history should stay with the original
Right.
designation. I feel like I think it should stay there. That way, if you do an expansion team, they get to keep the name, they get to keep whatever. So, like, my worry is that if Vancouver moves to Vegas, they take the Whitecaps history with them, rebrand their name anyway, but still keep that history. Like when the Orioles consider their history as the St. Louis Browns in the 54 instead of the 1900s or late 1800s Oriole history, which I attach myself more to the early 1900 Orioles and 1800 Orioles than the 1953 St. Louis Browns before they moved to Baltimore. Like, I don't care about that history, right? Like, that's not part of my team. I'm a Baltimore fan. I'm not a St. Louis Browns fan. So I just hope that Vancouver would be able to keep their history if anything happens. What I would say, and some people seem to be reading it this way with the new owner trying to buy Vancouver, that maybe MLS is trying to do some findings to see if you would be able to afford an expansion team. And I think you do the same thing you did with Austin and Columbus. You find a local buyer for the Whitecaps, but you give the Vegas guy an expansion club, right? I mean, that just makes more sense. It's not like we're maxed at 30. They did say they could stop at 30, but football has 32. We can obviously just get 2 more expansion teams and then put another freeze on it. It's lame. I don't need all these teams in Vegas all the time, especially when their visitor tourist stuff is crashing so hard right now. And who's going to go there to watch a game other than the fans of the visiting team? I'm not going to go out of my way, really, to go to Vegas just to go to a game. I mean, I will have to mark that stadium off my list at one point, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. And then if so, I'm only going to go for the game. I'm not going to do other stuff in Vegas except for eat. I'm not a gambler. I'm not a drinker, so I'm not going to like go to the bars, we've already seen Raiders games there not have the greatest attendance of Raider fans, right? Like, what do they think's going to happen? And the thing is, I could kind of understand it when it was the Knights, right? Brand new team, something for the locals to attach to. The Raiders come in, and one, you're taking a team from somebody else, but you're also like, people in Vegas probably have other football teams that they're fans of, right? And have feelings about the Raiders themselves, I would assume. At least with the Golden Knights, it was like a brand new team that you could latch onto. And my thought with that is now we're starting to dilute it. Now the A's are going there. Now the MLS team might be there. And then at some point, this is going to go from a city that had 0 professional sport teams to now having like 4 or 5 of the biggest leagues in their
They'll have all
backyard.
of the leagues. Yeah, they'll have all of the leagues.
Yeah, because they're talking about the
team.
NBA expanding there,
yes.
right? So
WNBA is already there. Hockey's already there. MLS is coming. Like
MLB's coming.
MLB's
NFL's
coming.
there.
NFL's there. So yeah, they're missing the NBA, which that has become a hot topic of like who's going to move to Vegas now. And that the talks are Vegas, Seattle getting an expansion club.
I just don't understand how before we could have 0 teams there and now we can have all 5 of the biggest sports leagues there. It doesn't make any sense.
Especially like I get the housing market did have a boom there in Vegas because it was so cheap, but like it's no longer like, oh, everybody's moving to Vegas.
And
no,
a tourist
tell you where everybody's going.
If you look at the stats,
they're going down.
So,
I tell you where everybody's going is Nashville. So like that didn't make sense to me why Nashville wasn't the city everybody was targeting. And Austin, Texas.
Baseball might go to Nashville at some point too, supposedly. Yeah, because I see a lot of bachelorette parties going to Nashville instead of Vegas too.
And it's a massive for millennial move. Them and Austin, I think, are the top.
Yeah.
Orlando's pretty high up there too, but like we already have a NBA team at least in MLS /NWSL.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out, but save the Caps, right? That's our stance here. So hopefully everything works out for them. But I just don't really get this Vegas stuff at all.
No. Can we talk about one last thing? The most exciting thing that's happened in MLS over the last month.
Sure.
Okay. McDonald's, Jordan.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this.
Mickey D's. That's on my sleeve. Jordan and I are very excited about this. It was funny because you texted. Did you text me this or did I text you this?
Yeah,
yes, you texted. Jordan and I made it a habit. Right. Yes. Yeah. Jordan texted me the update, right? I think it was The Athletic that posted this, or somebody did, Chicago maybe. They posted that like they were going to do this. And in the actual tweet itself on the screen, it says that they're going to have a permanent McDonald's location in the stadium. And I texted back, I hope that they have a McDonald's in the stadium. Jordan goes, well, they are, because it's in the text. So I was just reading the front part. I got excited that McDonald's was the naming right. But Jordan, I'm pretty excited about this because we're not naming it after crypto or a bank. So like,
yeah,
pretty damn excited about this. And this is a place, Jordan, you and I, we were going on many dates. Yeah. Like I love Chicago, obviously. I'm a Cubs fan. It's my favorite city in the US. I'm all for it. Like I am ready for McDonald's. But Jordan, they've got a bunch of stuff they're offering. It's pretty cool. Any of the experiences you can round up your money. And I know that's a hard thing to do right now for a lot of people, but like you can round your money up. It goes with Ronald McDonald House. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that they're doing with it. There's going to be like immersive technology that McDonald's is. It's a big time partnership with McDonald's. And I'm really excited to kind of see what, I hope that like the supporter sections, the first game, get French fry, like clapper stick things. Like that would be solid. Like if you want to hire me as your PR, McDonald's.
When they, I was gonna say when the team loses and the other team, when the Fire win and the other team's walking off, there should be people chanting at them, "Do you want fries with that? Do you want fries?"
Yes. Would you like to, supersize that win? Like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think they can do a lot of things. Ronald McDonald's, is he the new mascot for the Chicago Fire?
Hell yeah. Put him in a firefighter helmet. Have him go around the stadium.
He's already creepy as hell. He doesn't need help. You could have the Hamburglar there, right? And then that purple thing that the Mets, I forget
Grimace.
what it's called. Yeah, Grimace.
Yeah. You don't know Grimace? Come on, man.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
The Chicago Fire's new stadium. It is called McDonald's Park. I like that too. Park.
Yes.
Is so much better than stadium and all
Yep,
that.
me too.
Do McDonald's Park. Like Oriole Park.
Yep.
This is the first time, this is from Tom Bogert, that the fast food giant becomes a naming rights partner for a major professional sports stadium in the U.S. And yes, there will be a permanent McDonald's restaurant in the stadium. So we're gonna go eat some McDonald's while watching the Fire, resurgent Fire.
Yeah, I hope that when they also score, Jordan, the McDonald's sound, that dee like the fries, like it makes that like dee. I'll have to send you the video. I know the noise, but like
the fryer.
It's the fryer mix. Yeah,
I was thinking like when they score, they can just play the ba.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Jordan, this is pretty cool too. McDonald's.
Like instead of the players pointing at the Fire thing, they're like pointing at the McDonald's.
At the McDonald's, yeah, and going like this, like rubbing their belly,
like they're hungry.
Ooh, are they going to get like the McDonald's on the front?
I hope that'd be
That's
cool.
solid. I would buy that kit. Like if it's got a McDonald's, like I already love this. Like this is so cool. But Jordan, not only is the Ronald McDonald, they have a huge community impact. I think that's what I know. McDonald's is bad for you. Who cares? I eat it. But it's
not as bad for you as you would think. I would say that it came out that the guy who did Super Size Me was
it was Wendy's that killed him.
Some stuff.
Yeah, I got you. No, beginning in 2027, McDonald's will serve as a presenting sponsor of the Chicago Fire's Play, which is Participate, Learn, Achieve Youth and Soccer program, supporting a multi-year expansion of free school-based soccer programming across Chicago public schools. This is a massive get for the United States soccer team too, Jordan, because Chicago is well known across a lot of different sports to provide a lot of really greats. You're talking about Dwayne Wade, you're talking about like Derrick Rose, like those guys. I mean, you talk about Chicago athletes, Jordan. I think that this is a massive thing that McDonald's is going to be providing, which is, there's a lot of areas in Chicago that can't afford, like a soccer stadium. Soccer equipment can be very expensive. and the fees around soccer are pretty damn expensive too. So this is pretty cool that McDonald's is partnering with the community as well to make sure that this, and it's Jordan, would you say it's the most global brand? I would say like it's pretty damn high.
I
Like
mean,
McDonald's, Apple,
yeah, it depends on what
Disney.
I would say. Like this is up there. Definitely, see the golden arches
Yeah.
anywhere. You know
Yes.
what it means.
And they're
It
everywhere.
transcends languages.
Mhm.
I went to one in France. I went to one in England. Right, like I've been around
Yeah.
and been able to find a McDonald's. I've seen them in. I haven't been in Japan, but I've seen pictures of them in Japan, and I
There's
know
some in
I'd
New
be going
Zealand.
there.
We went to one in New
Yeah,
Zealand.
yeah. There's one right there in Middle Earth.
Yeah.
There's one right there.
Right in Hobbiton's. Yeah, the Hobbits walk
Right in
by. It's
Hobbiton.
wild.
It would be cool if like you walk into and it's like the actual. It's like in the hill, and you have to go through the Hobbit door to get in there.
It's funny enough. The hill is shaped like an M. It's great.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
No, but it is one of the biggest things, and I think it's good to see that they're spending money in U.S. soccer,
Mhm.
and that the Chicago Fire are getting a brand new stadium anyway is pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we go, real quick, just let everybody know we recorded this on Sunday afternoon, which means tonight Miami and Portland, Nashville, LAFC face off. We don't really have any. By the time this is probably up and you're listening to it, those games will be going on or over. So we don't have any thoughts on those. Tuesday, May 19th, we have quarterfinals of the U.S. Open Cup as well on Wednesday. We have Orlando and Atlanta battling it out again after just playing each other this weekend. That's at Inter & Co. Stadium. Then we have St. Louis and Houston at Energizer Park. And Crew hosting NYCFC at Scott's Miracle Grow Field. Some of these names are ridiculous, dude. And Rapids hosting San Jose at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. So that's what we got going on here. Like I said, there's going to be a bit of a break after May 25th. May 24th is the Sunday. So starting that Monday, there will be a break where we will have international friendlies. USA is going to be playing against Senegal on the May 31st. And we'll start building up to our FIFA World Cup 2026 as they kick off June 12th, less than a month now, against Paraguay at 9 p.m. So lots of good stuff coming up there. So we'll try to be more consistent. We'll probably be recording more on Sundays throughout the season and at least for the World Cup. So we should be a little bit more consistent because Sundays work for both of us better than the night weekdays do, but we were trying to avoid it because of so many games being on Sunday at times that it was becoming like, oh, we can't cover those two games. But I think we're just going to have to deal with that. And I think you, dear listener, will just have to deal with that too. So there you go. At Stateside Show on most of our socials. You can follow us there. Thank you all for watching or listening along. And we'll catch you next time on the Stateside Soccer Show.